Welcome back to another episode of Ask the Expert here on Buzzworthy Businesses. I'm your host, John Visser with Darwin Digital Media. And as you guys know, here on Ask the Expert, we constantly speak to industry leaders who's out to make a positive impact in their community. And today is no different. With me today, I have a guest from the National Minority AIDS Council. Toni, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me, John. I appreciate it very much. Thank you, sir.
That's good. Toni, tell us a little bit about the National Minority AIDS Council and what you guys do over there.
The National Minority AIDS Council, which is known as NMAC, is based in Washington, D.C. We put on the largest United States HIV/AIDS conference every September in the United States. We just left New Orleans I just left this past Monday. Thousands from pharma to researchers, to doctors, to the CDC, to the federal government, to people with HIV, people researching HIV, come out to collaborate and learn from one another. We basically deal with people of color, marginalized communities who have been diagnosed with HIV or with the AIDS virus.
How does the Coalition of Justice and Equality Across Movements fit into the organization?
We, Paul Kawada, when I was the interim CEO of the Black AIDS Institute, Paul Kawada, the CEO of the National Minority AIDS Council, we discussed about building a coalition. And when I left the Black AIDS Institute, thank you to Paul Kawada for inviting me to join NMAC as the first director of the Coalition for Justice and Equality Across Movements. And who is that? We work with women groups, civil rights groups, youth groups, LGBT groups, and trans groups to kind of collaborate a unity of people to help fight against the HIV virus, which is mainly in the Black community with females and also with the Latin community. So the highest numbers of AIDS in 2024 are in people of color communities. We have now joined with organizations such as Planned Parenthood, ERA, a National Action Network, NAACP, the Southern Poverty Law Center, Lambda Legal, and the ACLU, in order to build a coalition of groups to help us combat inequality, discrimination with those groups, and discrimination and inequality with HIV. And I've been leading that charge in January of 2025 for 2 years. We have 50 collaborative partners all across the United States.
That is really, really impressive. What would you say is the biggest hurdles that you guys are facing right now?
We hear that HIV is no longer a major issue, and it is. HIV, you can have HIV. I've worked with several people who've had it for 30, 40 years, but there's no cure yet. And we're hoping in the next 5 to 10 years that there will be a cure, but getting HIV in 2024 is preventable, even though the numbers are high in the Black and Latin community. So HIV is still an issue. There is no cure yet, and we still have to protect ourselves from getting this disease. It's a big misnomer, like, oh, it's gone away. No, people have had it for 30 years and lived with it okay for 30 years, but it's still here. It's not gone away.
It's not going away. If people or organizations would like to get in touch with you, I'm just wrapping up here because we've got about a minute left quickly. How can they get in touch with you guys?
Go to nmac.org, nmac.org, and you can reach out to me. I'm the director of the coalition, Toni Newman, T. Newman at nmac.org. I'm open to collaborate with anyone who would like to fight against inequality and discrimination, because everyone deserves health equity regardless of their race, their sex, and gender. And that's what we stand for. Every American deserves health equity, regardless of where you come from or who you are. And we fight for not just Black or Latins, we fight for everybody, everybody.
Now, what you don't know is I've actually spent time, you guys just had your 2024 conference, and your opening was absolutely phenomenal. What was that message that you gave to the stage there?
What message did I give to
about fear?
About fear. Okay. I'm at a loss. I'm gonna let you say it. I was on the stage
that's okay.
2 or 3 times at the opening and the closing of both of them. So what did I say, John?
Fear.
For the new Black Women's Campaign. I did say that.
Yes.
And we have a new campaign coming out in October. It says fear. It comes out in October, the new campaign. I couldn't remember that. I did say that, and the campaign will be out.
That's all right. I kind of put you on the spot there. All right, Toni, thank you so much for joining us today. It was an absolute pleasure.
Thank you. Have a good day, John.
Thank you very much. And thank you to all the viewers for tuning in today here on Ask the Expert. We hope to see you soon on the next round on the Buzzworthy Businesses.